be a whole meeting between comments. I'd like to call the regular school board meeting to order. Is there any considerations to the agenda for additions or deletions?
Yes, we have two personnel items that we will need to add to the agenda for tonight's approval. One is Jennifer Mossholder as district substitute teacher and instructional assistant, and Lacey Schaus, Sweetser special education instructional assistant, 18 hours per week, which is, she's going to be able to help us out 3 days a week this year. And then we also have two resignations. And that is Randy Hosier, both for ECA. Randy Hosier, OHHS girls varsity assistant basketball coach, and Haley Hoolihan, Oak Hill Junior High track and field coach. Those are the 4 additions to the agenda for tonight.
You can do all those in one row.
Yeah. Nope, you cannot do it all in one.
Move to approve the additions.
Second.
All those in favor, raise your hand. 6-0. Moving on, we will stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, any celebrations or any public, anything you would like to share?
Scott and I were talking about, since the last meeting, we lost a couple individuals that were part of the Oak Hill family at one time. Mary Bennett, who was a junior high social study teacher, I believe. I'm looking at Scott and seeing a little nod. And Rita Walker, who I went to school with her children. I believe she taught elementary at one of her buildings at one time. I believe her husband, Gene, sat on this side of the table at one time as well. So just we appreciate, of course, their service to us, but they did pass away between the last meeting and now.
I think that celebration is, we are on day 3 of the school year, and we are all sitting here smiling. So I feel like that is a celebration. It's gone really, really well. Yes.
Kids have been great. Yes.
The kids have been excited to be back. I feel like transportation, for the most part, I feel like it's gone really well. I would like to say something about transportation, though. I feel like with some of the frustrations we have had, or with maybe some things that haven't gone as well, primarily it is because of late registrations and people not registering for transportation, maybe when they registered, or calling, trying to get it set up after the fact. And so that has put a little bit of a wrench in the, the plans. The bus drivers get their bus routes a week before school, the week before school starts. So if you're registering or you're requesting transportation after that, it makes it difficult to just add kids to different routes. So that is one thing I do want to say. I know we've had some hiccups and I know some parents have been upset, but I feel like much of that has come. I mean, we have had both sides of it where parents did register and do what they needed to do and it didn't work out like they had hoped, or it was missing some things. But on the other hand, I feel like much of the conflict or much of the frustration has come from people not doing what they needed to do on their end. So I feel like our transportation department has worked pretty hard on making sure everybody has a bus route. And we bus, she just showed me today, it was like 886 kids are registered for our bus service at some point. So that's a lot. Over 70% of it. So anyway, that's all I want to say about our celebration. We'll let you guys talk at the end about kind of some, about how you feel like your year is gone and so far and kind of some things coming up. So we'll do that at the end.
No public participation.
No public participation.
Moving on to the consent agenda.
All right, claims, those are in the folder and also in a paper copy that you were able to review tonight. Personnel resignations, Terry McDowell, OHHS Assistant Track Coach, Brittany Drake, Oak Hill Junior High Softball Coach, Lindy Gibson, Oak Hill Junior High Life Skills Teacher, Amanda Barley, Oak Hill Junior High Health Aide, Jeremy Height, Substitute Teacher, Donna Udi, Oak Hill High School Cafeteria Worker, Bradley Rossman, Junior High Wrestling, Morgan O'Banion, Converse Elementary IA. So sad. Nathan Alston, all sad, but Nathan Alston, Oak Hill Junior High Baseball Coach, Angie Johnson, Oak Hill Junior High Special Education Instructional Assistant, Randy Hosier. These last two are the two we added. Randy Hosier, Oak Hill High School Girls Varsity Assistant Basketball Coach, and Haley Houlihan, Junior High Track and Field Coach. On the appointments, Melanie Boyle, Cafeteria Substitute, Jennifer Mossholder, District Substitute, and Lacey Shell, Sweetser Elementary Instructional Assistant in our Special Ed Department. We've had also some transfers this school year. David Looker from Oak Hill High School Life Skills to Junior High Instructional Assistant, and Jennifer Hardcastle from 4-hour cafeteria worker to cafeteria substitute, and Sherry Billiou from Swayze worker or cafeteria worker to cafeteria substitute. No donations this month. Fundraisers, Otis Spunkmeyer sales for the 8th grade Washington DC trip. That is all under the consent agenda.
And we'll have any questions or concerns? Not will be the motion for the consent agenda.
So,
Say. All in favor? 6-0.
All right, on to continuing business, just to update on our HVAC project. The Skillman representatives came out, talked with 3 of our principals about mobilization, what that looks like, where their equipment would be kept, those type of things, as you can see here in the different maps. Just showing, getting ready for their start here. Some things I want to note on the timeline for the project. We advertised for bids last week and we'll advertise again this coming week. It'll be the second advertisement for bids. The pre-bid meeting will be on the 13th at 9 a.m. along with a site walkthrough at 1 p.m. Have they talked to you guys? Not yet? Okay. I will send out a reminder today. That would be Wednesday at 1 o'clock.
Okay, so.
did you say the 13th?
13th, yeah.
That's a third, that's.
Thursday, sorry, Thursday at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Well, I don't want you to panic prematurely.
Yes, you have 3 days and not just 2 to get ready. So, and then bid opening will be on the August 26th with the pre-awards conferences the next couple days after that. And then they will send the board a recommendation for the bids that in a board packet. And then at your board meeting in September on the 14th, you will approve the bids that they, not necessarily they recommend, but the ones they recommend will be presented to you. And if you agree with them, then you're able to approve them that night. So, mobilization and construction, we're hoping mobilization will start that first week of March with construction starting the spring break. So, some of our worst probably areas of the buildings getting the first round of construction and taken care of right away. Much of the commons areas are going to be done over the summer, so we don't have to worry about that as much. So just something to keep on your radar. I know the principals have already talked with some of their staff about what it look like. Any questions on the HVAC? All right, taxable geo bond. So I talked about this the last few months. We had, we did a taxable geo bond, which is the first time we've ever done a bond like this. Generally, they have been just a general obligation bond. that is non-taxable. This one's a little different, and for the reason that we were able to basically go back 5 to 7 years in our operations fund and find eligible costs that we have had that go towards this type of a taxable general obligation bond. We put together that list. We came up with over 1.2 million. We had 1.2 million in capacity in our debt service. So we were able to take out 1.2 million. And what that will actually do is reimburse our operations fund for those expenses that we have paid for over the last 5 to 7 years. Some of the big ones have been repairs to our heating and cooling, any buses that we bought during that time. What else was on that list? Mainly buses, yeah, because we bought 3 buses during that time frame. So anyway, we were able to put that information together. We went out for a taxable GO bond. We did receive the funds last Thursday on the 6th, first day of school, yay. And this bond was also a little different for us in that it sold in 2 different series. Yes, there's an A series and a B series. So 720,000 of it was a taxable general obligation bond 2026A there, and then the other half or the other part is a $500,000 2026 B series. They did not go out to the bond bank for this. They did basically what's called a private placement, where they presented it to certain buyers. Since this was a smaller bond, they presented it to certain buyers. And so you can see down below here, the bond purchaser, we had the Hancock County Bank was one of the purchasers, as well as the Bank of Wolcott was the second. So we had 2 different banks that purchased the bonds.
Is that why there were 2 different series?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's exactly why. So you can see there, the time frame of it, August 6th is when they were paid out. Our first payment then will be January 15th and then through July 15th. And it's a 5-year for each of them. Any questions on that? Our plan right now is there is no plan to use that money. That's the plan. Not to use it, but it, hopefully sit there for, if we have any type of emergency, if anything might come up. We already know we have a couple things already going on with the pool that we've been alerted to. So that is. Any questions on that? Next on to new business. First item on the agenda is to approve revised OHUSC food service charging policy, which is part of board policy 8500 food service. So the first. So something that has maybe gotten to work with families to try to basically help them possibly sign up for free and reduced. That was a big challenge for some of the families that are on our negative balance list. They didn't get the paperwork in. It took them a long time to do it. That form is not very user friendly. So utilizing our people, kind of boots on the ground to help with that. Our social workers are great with our families. They do a good job of reaching out. So we're going to try to utilize them to help with this. Our negative balance policy right now for food service is over $8,500. So, and that's only in a short period of time because we've had a few different businesses and different groups over the last few years donate towards our negative balances. So that can get out of hand pretty quickly. So hopefully we're trying to work with families and help them at least be aware of what's happening before it gets out of hand. That's what we're hoping to do.
Second. All those in favor, raise your hand. 6-0.
Next on the agenda is to review the SRO MOU with the Grant County Sheriff's Department. So we contract with the Grant County Sheriff's Department for our SRO. Our SRO is Corey Ward. He's been with us now 3 years. Three. Yeah, he does a great job. I feel we're very thankful to have him. One of the requirements that we have as part of our school safety grant that we apply for to help cover part of his salary or his cost to the school is we have to have a memorandum of understanding. And basically this just outlines for him and us his responsibilities as well as ours when it comes to the SRO position. I feel after 3 years, we've really done a good job of kind of ironing out the different kinks and things like that, like what he does, what we do, you know, those type of things. So I feel like we work really well together. One of the things we're waiting on and why we're just reviewing tonight is I've shared this with the Sheriff's Department for them to review and get back to me. One of the things they've mentioned is that the rate, which is currently we pay $315.15 or $315.15 per day for the cost. And what that does is it basically takes his salary and benefits in one lump sum and divides it by 260 and then multiplies it by his 180 days he's here at the school. So that's how we come up with that amount there. So you can see the total. We apply for the school safety grant each year, which I have not heard, by the way, that we got it yet. So I have to submit that by the end of June each year, and then we are basically in August sometime, we are notified if we receive that grant or not. The grant starts September 1st, runs through the end of June for each school year. So we would pay a total then of $56,727 for his services here for those 180 days. And then the grant is a $50,000 grant. So it doesn't cover all of that, but it's also a matching grant. So we get 50,000, but we also have to show that we pay 50,000 for any type of safety needs that we have here at the school. So we use Safe Visitor, we use vector security, you know, safety trainings, those type of things we can put towards that match. So it's actually a really good deal for us. Any questions on the MOU? Next month, we should have it finalized, and then you'll be able to approve it. All right, next on the agenda, we're going to approve an update to the OHUSC health benefit eligibility policy. And I will let Chris talk through what that looks like and the reason.
So currently on our medical health eligibility, in order to be eligible, all categories but one need to be full-time employee status. The exception to that is our cafeteria staff. They only have 15 hours. So to align the district and the eligibility requirements, we're recommending that all categories and all groups across have worked full-time hours, 30 hours or more.
Just trying to be consistent, and we've had a situation where this year it negatively affected one of our employees rather than positively affecting it. So.
Any questions about that? Not need a motion in a second. So moved. All those in favor, raise your hand. 6-0.
Next on the agenda is the Neola policy updates. I love this time of year when we get to do these. So we have 38.
Only?
These are my.
Well, these are, so Neola has been the company that we use to help us keep our policies updated, which is definitely a good thing. But what often happens, I feel like, is we get very technical on some things and we're continually updating the same policies. So I actually have 4 policies that we just updated last time that only had technical corrections, meaning a word or two was changed, and it did change the outcome of the policy. So I'm not updating those right now again, because we just did that. But, so how it works here, or what we typically do is we do 3 readings. You only have to do 2, but the reason I do 3 is because I present them the first time to everybody in a public meeting, and then I kind of explain how we do things as far as with our policy. They are in a folder here, and when you go into a policy, there's 3, basically, actually 4. There are 3 different types of policy updates. There's a revised policy, and you can see here, this one is revised. There is a new policy. There is the most common that we have are revised. There are new policies. There are also policies that are rescinded, meaning that those are no longer a policy, and many of those have gone into other policies, so we're taking those out. And then the fourth type is a technical correction. So as you can see from our list here, we have all 3. And as you go into the folder that contains them, you see the edits that are made here. So anything in green is new, anything in red is being taken out. So it becomes pretty easy, but guess who gets to make those edits? So it takes me a little bit to go through those. I meet with the Neola rep, and he's a huge help to do it. He kind of gives me the guidance on it, but ultimately, to get them updated, it takes a little bit of time. So you can see there the different changes to each of the policies as you go through them. And there's 38 of them, so this time there's quite a few. So what we'll do is now, these are basically being introduced to you. So over the next month, you'll take a look at these. I will present them to any of our staff, like I know there's a technology one. I've already given Chris 3 of them for the finance side of it. There's some athletic ones for volunteer coaches, things like that. So I'll present them to all the people that basically work with that policy on a daily to give me feedback if there's anything they want changed, and then next month, we'll talk about those changes, and then the 3rd month, we'll approve them. Any questions on that? Like I said, there's a lot this month. So, and then these then align to, once they're approved, then they get updated on our school website. So if you Google Oak Hill School Board, and down at the bottom, school board policy, all of our Neola policies are listed there. So. Any questions on those? Okay, well, happy reading. Like I said, they take a little bit to get through. So, report of the superintendent, just a couple things this month that I want to highlight. 2 happen to be with the YMCA, and we're very thankful for our partnerships with the YMCA. One that we started last year and we're continuing this year is our elementary swim. Maggie Query is our swim instructor through the YMCA. She's also a former Oak Hill swimmer and graduate here, so it's fun to see her come back and work with our youth and teaching them how to swim. But they will continue with that. We'll start next week already. Last year we couldn't start until the middle of September due to our pool being down, but we'll start next week with Sweetser. Each grade levels K through 4 will have 2 weeks. And actually we're doing something a little special this year with our 1st graders, since last year our pool got shut down at the end of the year and our kindergarten class didn't get to swim at all. Mrs. Liddick had a fantastic idea, possibly giving them a little more time in the pool this year. So that we will do 3rd, 4th grade, and then we'll go to 1st grade, and then we're going to do some high school, junior high life skills, and then we'll start the new year with Converse, with 2nd grade, 1st grade, and then kindergarten again.
We tried to offer 1st grade starting next week, and I thought the teacher said we're going to explode. They weren't quite ready for that.
I know, you kind of forget how long it kind of takes our little ones to get into, to get completely trained for just the day-to-day stuff at school. So, yeah, so we were able to move that back a little bit for them, but hopefully gives them a little bit extra time in the pool that they didn't get last year. So, the other partnership we just started this year is our after-school program. So we actually had been with them the last 2 years. They had a site that they did, and they staffed a program for us at the Sweetser Elementary. They are not able to do that again this year due to staffing. I think that there was trouble there keeping it with illness and different things that come up with different people, so keeping it fully staffed. So what they said we could do is we could send our students to the Marion YMCA for their aftercare program or after-school program. And so that's what we're doing. Initially, transportation I thought might be a little bit of a challenge for us, just because I know our buses are pretty full, especially the ones going to the east side of our district. But we were able to make it work. We actually have a driver that lives out by the Love's truck stop. So she goes right by there, and right now we have 7, I think, students signed up for it. So we're happy that we're able to partner with them on that. And then ADM is the last thing I wanted to touch on. We're down a little bit from last week when we had our back to school breakfast. I think I told the staff 1441, and right now we're 1437 at the last I looked. So hopefully
The count day now is not October.
October. That was the first Friday. First or second of October. So yeah, and then we'll have another one in February, but October 2nd. So yeah, we're hoping we. Any questions on any of that? All right, principals. Let's start with high school first, since we always start with Mr. Pudding. We're gonna switch it up. Mr. Smith, tell us the fabulous things that you're doing right now. Getting back into the, sorry.
Yeah, back in the swing of things, back to school night. I saw Mr. Pickering there, somebody else, some of you others may have been there, but I didn't see you. It was full last year, big turnout, much bigger this year, I thought. I mean, it was packed. And for freshman orientation, not really hardly any seats left open, so great start with that. It was very encouraging to see not just students, but parents, community, everybody excited about getting going again. Athletics was underway prior to getting started with the school year, so we're kind of heavy into that as well. But overall, just a really nice start, I thought, all the way around, inside and outside the office and in the classrooms and hallways. And finally, the cell phone policy has been nice. It's gone well with the kids overall, a few little tweaks, but I'm very pleased with how we started that. And the kids seem to be enjoying conversing with one another at lunch and in the hallways and so on. Unplugging a bit is not a bad thing after all.
I was at lunch the first day because I thought, oh, we might have a little bit, of issues with kind of kids basically, wanting to bring them to lunch and kind of, but it was amazing. Like, I was like, wow, kids were talking. It was just great. I mean, it was nice to see. It went well. Same with junior high. And the junior high's kind of in the middle. Not everybody has a cell phone.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Okay. Well, I kind of think it levels the playing field a little bit too, because I do think there are some that don't have cell phones. So now nobody has a cell phone and everybody needs to talk. So I do think that is the nice thing about it. It does kind of level that playing field a little bit. So, yeah. Mr. Means.
Back to school night at the junior high, very large turnout as well. When I was making my rounds, going down by Mrs. Boswell and Mr. Rimbarger's room, there were cars even parked in the grass. And Mrs. Boswell and Mr. Rimbarger both said that's the first time in a very long time they've seen people have to park all the way down there. So very large turnout. Everything went smoothly. As of today, we are now back fully staffed at the junior high. We had 3 people within the last week and a half before school started leave us for various reasons, so we're scrambling to fill that. So we got those filled. Hopefully they're good hires. I feel like they will be. At lunch, talking about cell phones. I kind of wish those cell phones were back at lunch, because now the volume of those 260 kids all in one place is very loud. But anyways, I'd rather have loud. So if you guys want a headache, come to lunch at 12:24, and I guarantee you will have a headache if you're not used to it. But no, the kids have behaved pretty well. We had our class meetings today. Those went well. So at lunch, the students now know that if you get out of your, they have to be sitting there talking, sitting at their table. They can't get up walking around. And now my son's a 7th grader, and he says, my friends think you're a jerk. No, he didn't say jerk. He said they think you're mean, or not mean. They're scared of you. And I'm like, good. I don't want to be thinking I'm going to be their buddy, because you can always ease up a little bit. But I've been pleasantly surprised so far in the first 3 days with that. We have 20-some more kids, 25 more kids than last year at junior high. And for 3 days, they've been pretty well behaved. So by me saying that tonight, they won't be tomorrow, and I'll be losing my mind. But things going well. And the one negative, it's not really a negative, it just is what it is. I did tell my teachers about the HVAC construction that will be coming. Since our building is going to be the one that is torn up the most, and I told them they would have to vacate their classrooms for approximately 9 weeks. I thought their heads were going to spin around in circles. And I told them everything had to be moved out, and they didn't understand why. And I said, well, there's going to be these huge, I don't know, what, 20-foot by 10-foot holes in each classroom while they fix everything. So I said, the reason I'm telling you this now is it's in August. It's going to affect us in March and April and May this year, and then next year it would affect us the first approximately 9 weeks. So we'll have to figure out where we're going to relocate those students and those student lockers. So it goes on. In the spring and in the fall, basically one side of the hallway is going to be completely off limits. All those lockers, students will have to move to a different location for those lockers. So luckily we do have the room. We might have to use a few of the lockers upstairs at the high school towards Mr. Brunner's room, and we'll make it work. So I said, or the other alternative, we tell them we don't want it done, and you guys can have hot, humid rooms with water all over the floors. So.
Yeah, because the junior high is the worst of the buildings. And one other thing, and hopefully our teachers understand, one of the things we're not doing right now is putting money back into those units that are not working very well. We're trying to do what we can to get them up and running. We have offered some of our teachers the opportunity to move to a different room where it may be working better, and some of them have not wanted to do that. So I say it's going to be a year of a lot of growing pains, but I keep saying in the end, it's going to be so much nicer. It's going to be so much better. So we'll see. Yeah. So for right now, Sweetser in the high school get a little bit of a pass until this first part of the project's all done. It will.
I had a teacher ready to move out of her classroom because her motherboard went out. And so she was told it was the AC was never going to work again. And so Brent got there really early that next morning to help her move all of her technology. And it was like a meat freezer in there. And so we have not said anything. We have not jinxed it. We're hoping that whatever the Irish guy did or said or jinxed himself is just going to continue throughout the school year. So
well, hopefully he can sprinkle that magic onto your gym right now.
Yes, because it's really hot too.
Yes, and the gym unit I've been told is from 1965.
We've got our money.
Isn't that what Ronnie said to us today? Yes. So, all right, Mrs. Collins.
Things are going really, really good so far. Kids have been awesome. It was like they've been there all along. I didn't even have to tell them the expectations. They've just been almost angels. So next week they'll probably be terrible. I regret saying that. There's also less of them, so I think that helps because all those extra kids that Mr. Means had came from there. We had a great turnout at back to school night. I think every teacher was maybe missing 2 kids. So like almost probably 95% attendance.
What do you think is the difference this year?
Because I don't know. It's the exact same timing. And it's the exact same time that we ran it last year. I have no idea what the difference was.
And we got word out like last year.
Well, no. Because that wasn't when we tried to schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had free ice cream. I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't think everybody got free ice cream, did they? I didn't get to go. We were here. So we were meeting here at the high school one. So I don't know if the high school had ice cream.
We had free flyers and maps.
Oh, nice. I did enjoy your maps.
Yes.
That does help with family.
That does help a lot. because I sent my husband. So he needed that.
You probably need to say east and west. So left and right.
Yes.
And left and right.
Yes.
Just tell me which way to click the blinker.
Yes.
No, we're rolling right along. Yeah, it's good.
All right. All right, Mrs. Myers, first week or first few days.
Everything has gone surprisingly well. I was a little nervous about transportation, but thankfully I had Dr. Hardman, and Heather Roth showed up and helped us the first couple of days, and so that helped smooth out the morning procedures and then afternoon procedures. Other than that, everything's gone fantastic. I did one-on-one class meetings. We talked a little bit about rules and expectations. The kiddos have acclimated well. They enjoy being at school. I see lots of smiles in the hallways, and teachers seem to be doing well as well. So I've been pleasantly surprised, honestly. It's not always gone really, really well the first week of school in my experience. And so knock on wood, just like Don, I'm hoping and praying that we continue down this path. So back to school night 2 was a hit. Lots of families showed up. Of course, it was mad rush to meet all of them, and I'm hopefully not going to be asked a bunch of names or quizzed on that yet, but I'm trying to get to know the families and the students as well. So gone very, very well. My kids have gone back to school as well here, and they have enjoyed it. My oldest son, Caden, is in high school, and today is his first day that he did not get lost anywhere. So
Hey, it's 4 years for me, and I'm still have to go to the end of the hallway and go, okay, where am I?
It's been great for family and for professional as well.
Very smooth start at Converse, knock on wood. I mean, it's been great. Back to school night was wonderful. I would echo the same thing Dawn said. We only had a couple of classrooms that were missing a few parents, and interestingly enough, a couple of them called to say, hey, I can't come tonight because I have this. Is there another day? Could we come tomorrow to drop off school supplies? So I feel like we still had the participation, even if maybe the parent had to work that night before, or they already had family obligations. So that was good. First day was great. We had lots of just fun things with the kids, working on rules and procedures and hallway procedures and bus procedures and all the things. So that was really great. And at the end of the day, we all just kind of were giggling about, hey, nobody peed their pants and nobody peed on the playground today. It was a win. And then the next day somebody peed on the playground. But it's usually just kindergarten, and it's one time. And as soon as you say, we don't do that here, they say, okay, I didn't know. And as soon as they know, then they don't do it again. But it's always kindergarten every year.
You gotta tell your story about the little girl today.
Oh my gosh. So a little girl today stands up at lunch, and she is just a funny character. She stands up and a little boy sees her. They were in class together the year before, but they're not in the same class this year. So he said hello to her, and she looked at him and she said, you know me? And he said, uh-huh. And she said, it's me. I'm in a different grade, but I have the same face. And he said, uh-huh. I think he didn't know quite what to do. And she was as serious as she could be. She really thought he wouldn't know. It's me. I have the same face. I didn't take class. I have the same face. Yeah. So we love the innocence of our little. They're a lot of fun. They are a lot of fun. Yeah.
They are cute. I know Mrs. Liddick always has good stories. We get giggles out of that on our admin team.
And day 3 at the high school, the switch, I mean.
Well, even day 2.
Even day 2 was great, but coming back on a Monday, normally.
Yeah, Mondays usually throw the kids.
Yeah, Mondays usually, oh my gosh, they forgot all of their things. They did great.
Yeah, they have.
I was very impressed.
I know, yes. And I think too, what has helped with that, I think parents have done a good job of looking on Skyward, those that their transportation was all set ahead of time, talking with their kids about it, because even that little girl today, the only one that really didn't know where she was supposed to go, knew what bus she was supposed to be on, just couldn't quite find it.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and we had one little boy get on a bus that had 2 tubes instead of 1 tube.
Yeah.
That was hard. He goes, well, 2 tubes. I just need 1 tube. So that was just from Converse to the high school. We were good.
Isn't that cute?
I just need 1 tube.
I just need 1 tube.
That's horrible. Yeah, no, yes,
But yeah, so the first day we were about 25 minutes behind schedule.
Yeah.
And then second day it was like maybe 10 minutes, and today we were like 3 minutes.
Yeah, we were golden. It
Yeah.
was so good.
Maybe
So,
3.
yeah.
So
But I think that's the staggered release. I think
Yeah.
once we quit doing that.
I agree. We've held our junior high and high school a little bit just to make sure that all the elementary kids have gotten to the bus that they need to go to. And then our junior high and high school are released. So thankful to you guys for
Yes, we appreciate it.
doing that.
It can be very overwhelming to the time
Yeah.
people when all the big people are moving too, so it helps to stagger those. So.
And out back was much better today.
Oh, yeah, so with that bridge closed,
Oh, yeah.
everybody's coming from, everything's just so clustered. It's that coming from the Muir corner, which is a terrible corner if you're up there, coming around that curve, coming through Muir, and then coming from Wabash, it's that hill, it's a little bit dangerous back there, I would say. And what's been happening is it's getting kind of, when cars try to leave, it's getting backed up because of everybody coming from all different directions right in that little area. So.
Junior high fall practices started today for volleyball and cross country, so that took some of the kids out.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But Fridays might be a little congested back there, because most of the time, cross country has practice on Friday, but I know football won't, I don't know volleyball does. So, but today,
Not always.
it was much better. The students are also, they got out sooner than they have the last couple of days, and they're used to, especially 7th grade, they're used to waiting there. Okay, you can go. Now it's like, well, you stay over here. If you see your car, you can walk on this side and get in there. So it was much smoother.
I think the front, I talked to Mr. Means, he's been monitoring the front in the morning too, because typically we have parents that will just drop off in front. We sent out information on it, but it can be confusing to those, especially new students. But in the front in the morning is only buses. And then our high school students park up top and then walk down. And then all of the car traffic is supposed to go around the back. And that's been better than it has been in past years too. Like you've just had a handful of people
I
that,
only had to tell 2 in 3 days. So
yeah, I've only told 1. So that's been positive too. So that all helps. I feel like when everybody's kind of doing their part, it just makes things so much more. Yeah. And that is all I have for tonight.
Anybody got anything else? If not, we have a motion in a second. So moved. Second. All those in favor, right hand? Roll vote.
You only have one thing.